Welcome. This mini webinar is approximately 15 minutes long. Thank you for joining us. It's the new school year. Smith PTA is dealing with a few issues. Do these sound familiar? Keisha assumes she doesn't need to join PTA because her child is remote learning this year. Jackson has no time to volunteer, so he thinks he cannot join PTA. Bill wants to join Smith PTA but doesn't know how to now that the school building isn't open. How would your PTA handle these situations? Not sure? Well, you're in the right place. This mini workshop is designed to help you get started on creating a membership campaign for a virtual world. You will see examples of how to promote membership like this slide throughout. Many of the tips and tools shared in this workshop can also be used in a face-to-face setting. Before we talk about membership, let's get one thing straight. You don't need a school building to PTA. You never did. You can PTA anywhere. PTA is about bringing people together to help children reach their full potential, engaging and empowering families and communities to advocate on behalf of all children. You do not need a school building to do this. You do need members. Your PTA is as relevant today as it was last year, and maybe even more so now as families and communities look for ways to connect and get accurate information and support their children's education. Let's talk membership. The key to growing PTA in a virtual world has three main components. First, make it easy to join. Second, make the case that PTA is worth it. And third, make an effective ask using all available channels. By the way, these are the same three keys for running a successful face-to-face membership campaign as well. Let's start with making it easy to join. What is the best way to do this? Find a way for your PTA to post or send a link to potential and renewing members, asking them to join online in a cashless transaction. This may be scary for some PTAs nervous about transitioning from paper to online membership, but embracing technology is essential for operating in 2020 and beyond. Many PTAs are doing this. While a percentage of the population uses cash, especially on small purchases, cashless purchasing is growing in the U.S. Credit and debit cards are the preferred method of purchasing now. And in these uncertain times, cashless may be the easiest way for most people to join your PTA. Make joining your PTA as easy as it is to purchase the latest gadget from Amazon. Did you know that almost 70% of state PTAs have an online membership option that their local PTAs can use for free? Other state PTAs are considering this option as well. So talk to your state PTA. If you have access to a free online membership tool, use it. Ask for training and take advantage of the online membership platform features. What if this is not an option in your state? Then explore what tools are available to your PTA. Many of the same online membership platforms that state PTAs use are also available to local PTAs in other states. Or consider setting up a CheddarUp form, an online payment system, or setting up a Google form or free QR code and connect them to an online payment system like PayPal. There are solutions available. Talk to your bank. Yes, your PTA may need to pay a fee for some of these services, but that should not stop you. Your PTA is allowed to spend PTA dollars on valid business expenses. You don't think everyone will use an online membership process? Well, then plan accordingly. But make it as easy as possible for the majority of your members who will welcome the ability to join without using cash. Remember Smith PTA? Make it easy for someone like Bill to join now that he cannot access the building. Make it easy for someone like Keisha to share your membership link on social media and urge others to join after she realizes your PTA is a great resource in this crazy time. And even if your school building is open, make it easy for members of our cashless society to join your PTA. National PTA recently surveyed potential members and found that the annual membership fee is not an obstacle to joining for most respondents. What is an obstacle, respondents told us, is that they do not understand the value of PTA. Think about that. How does it make you feel? You and your PTA do a lot of hard work. You may be disappointed or even angry to learn respondents do not understand the value of what you do. But also stop and think for a moment about what value your PTA communicates to its members and community. In an average year, does your PTA send more messages about fundraisers than it does about how your PTA enhanced education and improved the lives of students and families? Is it easy for a member of your community to think your school system is the source of the programs and resources that are really provided by your PTA? Is it possible that all the work you do goes unnoticed or is attributed to some other source? Yeah, it is if your PTA is not actively communicating the value you provide to your school, families, and community. This is no time to be humble. Survey respondents told us they would join PTA if they knew the value you provide. If you do nothing else to grow your membership this year, immediately start to share the wonderful things your PTA is doing. So let's talk about how you go about making the case for your PTA's value. Blow your PTA's horn. Shout your value from the rooftops. There are so many ways to promote yourself in a virtual world. Think website, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Holding an online event? Brand it. Use your PTA logo. Tell people this gathering, this family virtual baking night, this virtual morning coffee with the principal, this virtual college readiness event is provided by your PTA thanks to your PTA's members and volunteers. Tell people why you are hosting this event, how your PTA's work impacts students, families, and schools. Ask people to join your PTA to support these efforts. Make sure to tell people that your PTA welcomes all families and community members. And don't stop using low-tech ways to get word out. Put a sign on the school building or its front lawn. Post a notice about your events in a church or a community bulletin board. Think outside the school building. Get your PTA's name and work out there. Use the great resources that are available to you in the membership campaign toolkit. You are seeing a few of them during this presentation. Be creative. The number one reason survey respondents gave National PTA for not joining PTA is they were not asked. This response is not new to National PTA. Surveys over decades provide this same response. Don't assume people know what your PTA is and does and will join automatically. This is magical thinking. People need to be asked. They usually need to be asked more than once. The best time to ask them is when your PTA provides value, when they are engaged or their child is benefiting. Remember, membership is a year-round activity. Survey respondents let National PTA know that they value their PTA membership most when it supports critical academic needs, when it gives them a voice on important issues, and when it builds a strong, inclusive, and welcoming community. If your PTA focuses messages on these three key reasons why people join, you will have success. You do not need to be a magician. Just message your PTA's value around these key messages, these key areas. Let's explore how to do that. Holding a virtual STEM night? Say this: PTA supports your child's education. This is how we PTA. Join PTA and show you support the work we do. Hosting a virtual town hall on school safety? Promote it as, this PTA is focused on providing our members an opportunity to influence school decisions. This is how we PTA. Join PTA and raise your voice with others who PTA in the same way. Start off your virtual 6th grade parent-teacher networking session as PTA works to strengthen the connections between and among all families and educators. This is how we PTA. Join PTA and show you support these efforts. How can you apply this type of messaging to your PTA events? Be strategic and deliberate in what you communicate so you make an effective ask. Tell PTA stories. Ask everyone to join if they are not yet members. Create a communications plan. The plan should include high and low tech strategies. Use every event and opportunity to talk PTA value and ask people to become part of your association. Work with your board to develop talking points in a short elevator speech so you are all ready for any situation. Incentivize members to ask others to join your PTA. Acknowledge and recognize members as they join. Thank them for their support. If your state PTA has not yet set a membership goal for you, create one of your own. Share it with your members. Ask your members to help you reach your goal, and then celebrate your success together. Throughout your efforts, tell people that by joining your PTA, they and their children will benefit from your efforts to enhance education, advocate, and create community. We are in unusual times. We are all adjusting to the new normal, when we know that the definition of normal is likely to change again soon. But PTA is resilient. PTA leaders have faced enormous challenges together for more than 120 years. We will do it again. Embrace the virtual membership world. Your PTA can grow in this unusual time. If you have never run a virtual campaign before, start now. Make a plan, consider how and where you will communicate, involve your board, set simple but achievable goals, monitor your progress, adjust as the year unfolds, celebrate your success with your members, and use all the tools available to you. There is value in being part of the PTA family. We got this. Use National PTA's new membership toolkit. It contains more than 50 graphics, only some of which you've seen in this workshop and many of which are customizable. The toolkit also contains sample elevator speeches, talking points, and the results of the survey I mentioned earlier. In addition to the toolkit, the web page on the screen contains training on the campaign and how to use the tools available. Explore all the materials in the membership section of the Local Leader Kit. Here you will find templates, messaging ideas, sample surveys and strategies, and so much more, like the do-it-yourself guide to design your own membership plan, with even more downloadables and info and templates and samples. Looking for ideas for virtual programming or membership? We have two really great sources for you. Read the One Voice blog, especially the membership section. It is full of ideas about how to PTA the virtual way, and many are taken from other local PTAs. For even more ideas, join the PTA Local Leader Facebook group. Here you will find lively discussions and a robust sharing platform for you and your peers. Find out what others just like you are doing to grow membership and run PTAs in this crazy time. And let's keep the conversation going. National PTA wants to hear from you. You are the PTA experts in your community. If you have a great virtual membership tip to share, send an email or a short video to membership@pta.org and tell us about it. Or post your idea or video in the PTA Local Leaders Facebook group using the hashtag HowWePTA. Your ideas may be shared by National PTA so others can learn from you. We are all in this together. A handout containing information from this presentation is available to download, as is a sample communications plan. We encourage you to take the survey available on this page to let us know what you thought of this mini workshop and to suggest additional ideas for future workshops. Thanks for taking time to view this video. Thank you for all you do for PTA and for children. We can't wait to hear from you.